Hello everyone, welcome back to the Host World Cup 2025. And it is time to begin with the semi-finals weekend. We are at the business end of this tournament now. Massive heavy hitters left. Some plucky underdogs as well. Some names maybe some of us didn't expect to be getting here. And in this one, we have one of each. It's China versus New Zealand to kick us off here in the semi-finals weekend. And it is going to be an absolute banger, I bet. I'm Doomsday. Thanks for having me back. And on the casting booth, it is the one and only, the man of the hour, Sachiba. What's up, mate?
Hello, I'm man of the hour. Let's go. What's up, everyone? How's it going? I can't lie. The first thing I think about this match is how absurdly high stakes it is for both of these guys, right? The story that both these guys have is so strong. New Zealand on probably a Cinderella story that we have not seen in a really long time in terms of magnitude. These guys have gone from unsung heroes to upsetting qualifiers, to upsetting in next rounds, to upsetting in round of 16, to upsetting potentially now China going into this with some fantastic performances from these guys, and China being that next big opponent against them. One strong powerhouse after another. It could be such a great match once again. I see potential for this to be one of the best matches in the stage.
It's one of those matchups where one team likes to play like more gimmick, more control, lots of hard rock stuff, and then you got the other team that just likes to abuse mechanics all day, every day, and they are one of the best teams in the tournament at it. China love picking the more weird stuff in the pool. New Zealand love picking speed, they love picking mechanics, and they also love overmodding free mods to ludicrous degrees. They have 3 modded, 4 modded stuff, even like last week in the quarterfinals. These guys do not like playing low AR, so expecting some low AR bans, but could see some shenanigans here with the free mods today.
Yeah, there's one thing that's really clear about this, and I think it makes things a little more questionable, I guess, later down the line, is that both teams definitely have decent avenues into alternative skill sets, but from the very beginning, at least from the first few picks of this map, there's going to be a very sharp duality between these teams. China are a team that really love abusing that control. They're a team that love rocking door reading-based maps as well. For New Zealand, they are absolutely absurd on mechanics, and that's something that China are terrified of, to say the least. And you can already see maps like the Hard Rock 1 instantly a first option as a ban, with DT2 being up next. Entangle Knight not being banned out is interesting to see. I would have expected at least Fake to be one of those potential jump scare options that China may be able to flip the script on, but it doesn't seem like they even want to dare going into New Zealand against that, and leaving out the free mod too, which is really interesting to me because I feel like Entangle Knight is one of the most specialized tap and player maps we have ever seen in OWC.
Entangle Knight is the stamina pick of all time, for lack of a better term. They banned
me spitting cyanide. No, that's like the best. Oh no.
Hey, if any team was going to ban it, it was going to be New Zealand. These guys do not like playing low AR, but we're not going to be seeing the Millie original in this one. I mean, there's time, Sheba. There's time.
No.
Just believe that people have taste in this tournament.
Why would you do this, New Zealand? Why would you do this? Like, I get it. You're on, like, the best run of your country's history ever, and you're against a really good team that you can't really throw points on, and the stakes are really high, and you really want to win no matter what. Did you really have to get rid of Hidden 2? Like, come on, man. Like, it's Peach Pit and Cyanide. Like, this original is such a banger. I'm devastated, Doomsday. I'm devastated. I can't lie to you.
It's rude behavior, but hey, we'll let them cook. They might still pick the other originals yet, like Steel plus that Skywide Beatscape. Could also see another one. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Perhaps, perhaps.
Yeah. But yeah, back on Entangle Knight, it's literally a stream practice map. There's like no spacing in that. It is all 230 BPM streams. If it stays open, we are definitely seeing it. But it is absolutely a tapping player's dream, that free mod 2.
Yeah, and I think with Entangle Knight as well, there's like a 130 note stale burst, like just stay still. You can just keep your cursor there in the middle and you'll be fine. But with the opening bans here, I mean, it's pretty clear the difference here. Fake being probably the most surprising ban in this, but this opening pick not surprising one bit. DT1 for New Zealand. Dread of the Grave Morph there This is a DT mechanical marathon, which not only hits you very much on your consistency, but fatigue is one of the biggest things to look out for on a map like this.
It's quite a heavy tapping element in this. The BPM isn't as high as you'd normally see in like a DT1 in this slot. Normally it's a little bit faster than this. This is around 230 something, but it is very burst heavy and has some pretty tricky burst stream aim in it as well as the usual DT aim and big squares and things. It's a very mixed skill set DT map, this. Lots of little different things it does. And also lots of doubles and quads and finger control as well on the BPM.
Yeah, I think this is the longest DT1 I think we've ever had in a WC. It is 5 minutes and 46 seconds no mod. With DT, that is quite long still. If I was to go on a map full screen and double check exactly how long it is, yeah, 3 minutes and 20 seconds long for a DT1 is like, that's heavy. It doesn't sound that crazy if you were to compare it to like an average no mod one or a hard rock one or hidden one, but no. That with DT, with the amount of tapping in this map, is insane.
The consistency required for it is crazy as well. So it does suit a team like New Zealand that want to get stuck into, you know, not only just the hard mechanic stuff, but the challenging consistency stuff, because they have been very consistent on it. China have had some good scores on the lower BPM double times as well, though. And with this being a bit slower, it probably suits them a bit better. But the usual suspects for China you've got Z numbers and you've got Primary and two of their DT stalwarts in, alongside, of course, the LOL squad. 233 Milk Tea, 235 is David. Sounds about right to me.
Yeah, I think the question is, New Zealand, generally speaking, they're going to be a very, very strong team. They're going to be really, really scary on mechanics in general. I'm not surprised that they're going to be getting some decent scores into this. But the two players that I really want to look out for here is LOL233 or Milk Tea on China and Psy-Q from New Zealand. Psy-Q is a generationally strong mechanical marathon player. Some of his best scores in his career have been on some of the longest, most mechanically demanding maps in the game. And this is going to be no exception here. With DT1 going into it, I expect New Zealand to set some brilliant scores overall, but Psy-Q is potentially going to be the one with one of the best reverse FCs in this tournament, I'd like to think. If he's going to not stop missing at the very beginning here, as we get those growing pains out to begin, as it's China to take the early combo lead.
It opens up with a bunch of doubles and finger control, and it tanks the accuracies of so many players in the lobby. But into more of the aim and the stream side here. But China doing well on the control part, really, to kick things off.
Yeah, and I think, generally speaking, there's just so much regular, consistent difficulty in this map. It's very, very simple with how you would expect. A couple speed-ups and a small slow until it ramps up again. A couple jump scare patterns there. It's going to trip up Osper and David from both teams, respectively. It is Milk Tea, as aforementioned, taking on not Psy-Q, but Kyujin on this full combo battle to hold the spearhead push, but it's China overall to be taking that lead. Combos slightly in favor of New Zealand, but with that miss there from Bus, it's going to change the fate. As the break is shown, it is a third of the way map through, and China have 110,000 score to play with.
Yes, IQ with that nice recovery as well, but Kyujin is trying to hold the fort here for New Zealand. It's only Milk Tea on the FC on the side of China, though, so it's still pretty precarious for them. We're not even halfway, so there is plenty of time for things to change yet. And I'd say the harder parts are still to come. This middle section has some pretty tough patterns coming up. We'll see if it splits them up a bit.
Yeah, these doubles as well. Very, very scary with nerves. If you finger lock even just a tiny bit, the tempo of this map will really sting. But it's not been the case here for anybody so far. As it will start to ramp up, you're going to be seeing soon a pretty significant jump scare and aim as well. There's going to be a lot of massive jumps alongside these spurts, and it's going to be David to full first before even that hits here as Osbert joins in again. These two players have been matching their misses over time here on this map.
Coming in.
And it's slowly starting to build in favor of New Zealand. The numbers is the drop. Primary as well, missed not too long ago. It is just Milk Tea to hold desperately here. As the double miss from New Zealand, it's colossal. Kyujin and Psy-Q are down, and it's all Milk Tea to hold, and he goes down as well. It is Bus now with 500 combo, with Osbert to join in, that are barely holding on for New Zealand, but they go too. It is a mass collapse on the whole lobby. as any small combo could change the fate on this DT1. But that chain miss from David and the miss from Milk Tea will flip the script here for New Zealand to the next third of the map.
That aim pattern just caused chaos across the entire lobby, but I think New Zealand have come out of it looking the better. Osbert with the 4 combo. Hyujin and Saikyu recovering very nicely on that aim-heavy part. I think that aim section might have just saved the Kiwis here, but there's still time.
I don't know if there is, Doomsday. I think now there's only a slowdown section. New Zealand know they've won.
Yeah, you're right.
That's it. It's over.
That's it. Surely. 70k and, well, nothing really to break on. The aim part really did win it here for New Zealand. I mean, unless anything disastrous happens here, New Zealand surely have this now on their first pick. It works out, but my god, that was touch and go for so long there.
Yeah, without doubt. Osbert with that huge hero combo at the very end here. When everybody was missing on the very endings of the map, the biggest peaks before the slowdown led to that win from New Zealand coming in. Good spin here from China. We'll have to mitigate the score by about 20k, but by only 67,000 score, New Zealand will take a fine opening pick, but this was shockingly close, Doomsday.
Incredibly close. I think China were leading for most of that. That aim section just past the halfway point caused chaos among the entire lobby, with 3 players on New Zealand held strong just to find that bit of advantage they needed. Brilliant fight on that first pick though, but it does go the way of Seed 16 on their favoured aim. And we're going straight into one of the originals then, Shiva. So we get this one. Steel Plus with an absolute banger here. Do quite like this one. It's a song that really reminds me of like the sort of songs you'd see in like indie like bullet hell shooters from the 2000s. I don't know if anyone else agrees with me here, but that's exactly what I thought the first time I heard this. Steel Plus, Skywired Beatscape.
Yeah, and this one is a banger too. Not only in song, but also map. Map by Aza. This is a really volatile map. It really hits you with these angles. Snappy to flow, flow to snap, back and forth, some sliders here and there. It is so rhythmically complex as well. It's really, really fun to play if you're one of those lower BPM alt control players. And for China, that's honestly a match made in heaven for them. Not surprised at all this is their opening pick.
They're saying during the showcase, this is kind of an unusual No Mod 3, like No Mod ult style pick. It's 180 BPM, which is pretty high for this sort of BPM. This kind of felt more like the sort of ult map you'll see in like Double Time 4 or something like that. That tends to be higher tempo aim control. This kind of feels like that to me. Still very much on that aim control side though, and yeah, it's something China have used very well so far this tourney. New Zealand have done well on these as well, but nevertheless, it's China's bread and butter, this sort of thing.
Yeah, I think, generally speaking for New Zealand though, I wouldn't say this is a super inferior option. CS 4.8, and higher CS the better for New Zealand. They like hard rock, they like, generally speaking, those lower CS, higher CS maps, so I think it's fine for the 4.8. The AR 9.6 as well, comfortable on that reading base. Doesn't change the difficulty of the map in terms of its patterning. But I don't see this necessarily being a fully done deal here for China. I think especially with players like Hyujin around, who definitely can make the most of this. I'm really, really curious on how they can do it individually on a map like this. That being said though, China are one of the strongest control teams in the tournament. This is one of those maps that you see as staples for them. That being said, it's whether or not the Skywide's Beatscape will beat to the rhythm of China's drum, or if New Zealand will snag it for themselves.
Big shout outs to the folks involved with this one. Of course, this is mapped by Aza and Megafan. This is a collab with a lovely storyboard, which you don't see here, but you should totally check out, made by Nofi. Lovely work there by all involved.
Yeah, as we already get into the map, a couple misses drop instantly here. 2 from China compared to the 1 from New Zealand here in Saikyu. Like David and Kurumi and Milky, sorry, to have gone down early. As we get into the first core section of the map here. Another miss from Kurumi. Aside from that though, New Zealand looking pretty stable going into this already. 2 FCs holding on. Osbert finally will go down, but Saikyu's reverse combo is still up and running. Really, really close so far, but the New Zealand Kiwis are still keeping their lead ahead. But there goes Immelbus, and that's a big miss now. Only Kyujin with the full combo. Up against David and Crystal. Crystal holding a very close reverse choke alongside Milk Tea's reverse combo too. Down goes David, but Immelbus joining in again. Not the miss you want if you're China. It's still Kyujin here with this combo to contest.
Yeah, the 1FC to 1. Milk Tea drops his huge recovery now. It's looking really good for New Zealand, but there goes Kyujin. Crystal still has the FC, but Psyche's still going. It's a collapse from China, apart from Crystal right now.
Look at these stacks as well piling in. It finally overwhelms Crystal, and that's led to China being fully wiped. New Zealand are pushing alone thanks to Psyche, who holds on to this combo and hits everything in beautiful fashion here. Despite a minor axe struggle from the whole lobby, the combo game stands in favor of New Zealand.
7% is all you need for Psyche. A break on that slow apart from Milk Tea. A bit of an aim control section there, though. I think he slipped up on. We're on the outro, but 300k is dominating Shiba. This is not a close point. Psyche has taken this map and just took it all the way over to New Zealand.
Psyche.
This is huge.
Psyche, this combo, this recovery is absolutely fantastic. The ending section from Psyche is so brutal for the rest of the lobby, but it's Psyche to FC the rest. What a beautiful reverse choke from him. You know, I glazed him a lot on the map before, but clearly this was the map to be fearful of him of. Goodness me, what a score.
That's brilliant. That's just brilliant from Psyche. And honestly, brilliant from New Zealand. The miscounts on 3 of their players. Osbert had the B rank, but he only got 4 miss. It's a 1 miss from Kyujin with 98% nearly. Those are some great miscounts for this. China weren't too far off, but certainly New Zealand looking real good, particularly in the second half of that. And immediately, it's a break point for them. 2 points up early on here.
To all the Kiwis in chat, I hope you're flying your flags right now, because your stars are really popping off right now. Psyche with one of the best scores in this tournament, I have to say. That was genuinely insane, Doomsday. That was a reverse choke. A 2-miss reverse choke on a map like that with such a disgusting ending. I cannot believe I just saw that, man. That was effectively an FC with an asterisk.
I mean, yeah, the start of that is pretty playable. I guess it was just a bit of adjustment or something, but once he was locked in, he was just going. Nice score from Karumi and Milk Tea in chat there. Well deserved too.
Now the question is on whether or not New Zealand can convert to make this a 3-0 lead here over a team like China. You always see New Zealand as a threat and as an incredible underdog story. It is so amazing to see this team really come to fruition with not only great rookies, but players that we've known have had potential for so many years. And it's finally paying off, as their next pick is going to be the Free Mod 1. Now, I don't know about you, Doomsday, but I see FM1, I see New Zealand, I think Hard Rock. I think a lot of Hard Rock.
Could be lots of Hard Rock here. Could be seeing quite a bit of that red mod. I mean, I think of all maps though, this is probably a map that is quite over-moddable. It's more on the mechanics side. It's aim and streams, essentially. Awkward aim and lots of cut streams at 204 BPM. That said though, I feel like it'd be a bit of a risk to put that into China. China, of course, their Hard Rock squad is second to none. The Chinese Hard Rock squad is terrifying against any opponent. I don't think they'll overmod this, but they should have brilliant mod coverage. Especially on a mechanics map that, even though it is fairly awkward in its patterning, it's not too awkward. It's pretty doable relative to the pool. We'll see how brave New Zealand are feeling though.
Yeah, I think the question is on whether or not you're going to put Emobus or P on that hidden fill and have the rest play mostly either no mod or Hard Rock. With it being kind of awkward aimy streams, it wouldn't be surprised to see Kaizu running that Hard Rock, but considering he's probably their strongest asset on a map like this, you might have him on the no mod as well. It really does depend on how they're feeling on the day, because it feels like New Zealand's options between that Hard Rock and that no mod really goes to the player depending on how they feel in form.
Look at the squad in there. Certainly could be quite a few Hard Rocks running. Emobus is known to run hidden Hard Rocks sometimes. Osbert can take all sorts of mods depending on what he feels. Eugene and Psyche Ditto as well. So hey, we'll see what they've got.
It's always a fun surprise. It's always a fun thing to see how New Zealand will approach this 3-mod-1. And when they pick it, you know they want to exploit that strength as much as they can. For China, though, this is still a really daunting roster here. You've got two of the Lolos with Crystal and Ludo Fox making his appearance here in the game. Hidden from Ludo Fox and Hard Rock from Milk Tea. Double Nomad here from China. And for New Zealand, no Overmod from New Zealand. Man. Damn, they're playing it safe. They're putting Psyche on the Hard Rock, and they're putting Ozma on the Hidden.
That's been done before in this tournament. Osbert's taken the Hidden at times, especially on something more higher AR than this. Playing it safe, though, I do not blame them on a map like this. It's already 7.5 stars. Pushing 8 stars on this is a very brave move, if you don't need to do it. Here we go. Yeah. Last custom, by the way. Long time mapper for custom maps in OWC. Back again.
Yeah, Lassay's a mapping legend. Won't be around to make another custom here is beautiful to see. Those first rapid cut streams, though, not significantly tripped up by anybody here. Looking for some extra curves and streams coming in. It is Ozma on the Hidden to fall. Arguably one of the hardest patterns on the map to deal with the Hidden. And Ludofuck, despite struggling, will hold on to that full combat against the KI time. Crystal on that no one will fall, but that's ideal for China still. And you've got that modded combo, both full combos from both Milk Tea and Ludofox up, but not anymore. Down goes Milk Tea on the Hard Rock, as Psyche still stays stalwart with not only that full combo, with absolutely gorgeous accuracy, as Psyche will hit at any of the KI time and give what could still be a New Zealand lead. But we see a miss there from Elmobus, and that could make it much harder.
To the verse here, but the combo being on that Hard Rock, even if it's Psyche, is always precarious. It's going to be David on the no mod, much safer option really. But how long could Psyche hold on to this Hard Rock combo he's got?
Oh, hitting that entire stream section cleanly as well. It's starting to gauge more for New Zealand, as that single combo from Psyche is really pushing the boundaries here, as another set of cut streams is being hit with perfection. Ooh. But a slider break will lose Psyche's combo, and that has given China a skyrocketing lead advantage now as they start gaining it by big margins. Crystal may drop, but it's still David and Milk Tea and Ludofox, the three holding strong here with 1100 combo on Milk Tea, not Milk Tea, sorry, on David to gain for China, as Emilbus will miss once again. Huge on that recovery, only Osbert for New Zealand.
The 800 combo from Osbert on that Hidden. Doing a lot of work, especially with the multiplier, but it's with China as we get into the solo now, the streamy solo. Just the one FC left, but Milk Tea on that Hard Rock with 800 combo on this.
Oh, the curvature of some of these streams, they can be so brutal. Osbert has a Herculean mission to hold strong, and he will, but David will answer the call, and Osbert will miss at the very end. With David still holding strong, China are flipping the script. They're bringing this back. Even if all three will fall, it is the one reliable David who stays stalwart in their battle here, as the rest of New Zealand, aside from Kyujin, can't do a thing about it.
Not much you can do against this. Nearly 99% as well from David. Still going now. Gonna put a nice little bow on this point. Final streams. Doesn't choke on that last Ki as well. Just the final aim parts to go here for David.
David looking to make this so stylish. I don't know if this is a reverse choke or an FC, but regardless of it, it is a fantastic score. When the most important times of the map rise up, David answers with a really outstanding score. A cut above the rest here. The rest of New Zealand unable to scratch over 550k. And then David with a quick mind the gap sign over his head, 962k. It is a perfect full combo.
Absolute perfection here from the veteran. David Q2, LOL235. But some great scores across the lobby again. The 2 miss from Kyujin on the no mod. 500Ks from both of the Hard Rock players. 1000 combo here from Psyche that first half was really putting in a shift in the trying to carry his team through that section. But this map on Hard Rock is really pushing it in terms of consistency with the cut stream element as well and the 8-star mechanics. But it was a great attempt nonetheless.
Yeah, it was. Now Now China thinking about potentially changing their pick strategies if they wish to do so. Knowing that 3 mod 1 was solid for them, you could go into maps like Tyranny. You could go into that hidden one. Really depends on how they're feeling. And this Victoria, I think, is one of those maps that you know New Zealand will be picking. So you don't really need to pick it necessarily.
I think both of those hard rocks are a good shout for China. New Zealand love their hard rock, but China do as well. And Precision on that Stairway to the Universe map is there. It's also a Chinese mapper, so they'll be on home turf. Kage Nui as well is a slider tech map. That suits them well as well. Get on that control, they can make use of that well with their strong hard rock reading. But Hidden 3 is where they're going, and more home field advantage here. It's a China LAN original, once again.
China LAN, they don't miss, man. They don't miss. I think this one being an original, maybe not an OS original, but still beautiful to see. More originals from other tournaments coming in. Gotta give a big thanks to people in the map pooling team like FC Easy, who are really merchants of getting originals like these to come to fruition.
Yeah, the names they got for that tournament were crazy. We had Marami Pop in the last pool, and we have this artist here, BMS Stalwart. And this is a crazy map as well. Crazy control map. Flow aim heavy, rhythm heavy. Very tough tempo to follow. I think it is still 4-4. No, I think it's like 9-4 time sequence. So it's not too weird, but it sounds so odd, and it's so hard to keep track of that tempo as you're playing. So you're dealing with a lot of mechanics and tricky rhythm.
Yeah, and I think the volatility of some of the patterning can really hit you a lot. It switches up quite a bit. Goes from really space flow into some scary snaps. Even stop and go patterns to hit you back too. It's a very volatile, but very, I guess in terms of its approach rate and mapping style, not mapping style, sorry, in terms of statistics, it's not the most unapproachable map for a lot of the players here. But I'd say that the style still can be really difficult. The test is less so of hidden and more so of general flow ability. Aside from maybe those significantly flowy patterns in particular, most of the snappy seconds of this map should not be making it difficult by the hidden, just the mapping itself, you know what I mean?
Yeah, the mechanics certainly aren't the USP of this one. It is more about the pattern aim in it, which isn't necessarily too spaced, it's just tricky. Like I say, the AR's high enough where that really isn't an issue, although the flow aim on hidden, regardless of the AR, always makes it tricky, unless you are a proper hidden preference player.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Rosters locked in here. China with Ludo Fox, David, Milk Tea, and Crystal. Same roster as last time coming in for this one. With New Zealand rocking Osbert, Hugin, Psy-Q, and Immelbus. Names that we've seen a lot here for these teams. A miss from Ludo Fox on characteristic at the very beginning. But you can already see it's already hitting you with a lot of difficulty. Back and forth, some snaps onto the sliders, and some really volatile flow patterning that can sting you a lot with this hidden slap on top. The rhythms on this too, brutal. But this is such a satisfying map to watch play, and probably even more satisfying to play if you can land the patterns here. Crystal to go down first, alongside Ludo Fox. We've got Milk Tea as well, missing not too long ago. A lot of misses though from New Zealand as they finally start to collapse on their combos. China now building a big lead. David with the lone pool combo, making this look really, really strong for China.
Great accuracies on the side of China. Milk Tea with a 97 is kind of crazy for this. But David, again, coming up with the goods. The middle section there. The rhythm there is deceptively tricky to follow. Players do well to combo through that, especially David with the pressure.
Yeah, good work here from David. Still pushing that ahead. Things making volatile on these patterns, but still, recovery's collective here from the whole lobby. No two fresh misses, but Kyujin, a big one for New Zealand. Ooh, whoa, Bancho was being a bit freaky there.
It's K Bancho. It's not that weird.
That miss from Kyujin is really bad though. That's really, really bad for New Zealand.
Yeah. That might just spell doom, really, because they've got Fox and Milk Tea recovering nicely. Surely they got too much insurance. There goes David. Actually, there goes all the combos from China, but there's really nothing left on New Zealand.
Not even close. This map is a big, big struggle point for them. They can't keep up with the patterning of the map, the control being far more favored for the Chinese team. And I mean, what would you expect? It's a China LAN original. It's home soil, it's home territory. It's like they're playing in their own stadium with maps like these. And even if they can't get those full combos to lock in, the score lead speaks for itself.
Another great team score here from China. They break the 2 million mark. It's another top score for David. Lolol235 with the 600k. Milk Tea 233 with a 500k and 97%. So one miss in the end, but it's a slider break from Kyujin. Probably a couple slider breaks, but still. S rank from him.
400k S rank from Kyujin is so funny. What the heck? How does that even happen? Especially with the fact that there's so much circle tech and control into this. It is wild that that's just a slider break choke map from Kyujin.
Yeah. All the circle tech patterns in this and hit every single circle, just broke a couple sliders in those sections, which is understandable, but still, it's kind of a crazy map to S rank. To that degree, anyway. Nicely done. But unfortunately, China too strong on this. It was a great pick in the end. And we are all square, Shiba. 2-2, a break point apiece.
Now for New Zealand to go into another pick. I think they still have some really clear favorite picks here, like Entangle Knight, like Miss Victoria, if they want to go into it. I think my question is on whether or not they want to go into a Hard Rock map. I think with Precision, you're scared of the crystal difference, and if you go with Hard Rock 3, it's very control heavy and very difficult. One of the hardest maps in the pool. And I mean, you could also go with Dreadnought, which is a much more obvious one, if you wanted to. But they're not going to go into that, they're going to go Hard Rock 2.
Very politely picking Hard Rock 2 there.
Even so, I don't know if you want to disrespect Crystal like that and pick Hard Rock 2 into him.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, New Zealand love their Hard Rock. They love their Hard Rock. They've been picking it all tournament long. Why not just keep picking what you like? But certainly China are a team that can threaten anyone on a Hard Rock pick, particularly when you stick it on something like this, more on the control side, although this map is certainly more on the aim control side, on Precision.
Yeah, I think this one's a bit of a different avenue to before. It's very snappy in its style. It can make things a little scary if you're playing this. It is CS 6.5. It is a pretty classic star rating for Precision. Nothing too significant in that statistic. Oh, no, never mind. It's CS 6.76. So a little higher, my bad. Actually quite a bit higher, but yeah, I mean, it's very much like a strangely patterned aim map with some really volatile patterns with, bursts into jump sections that can really hit you if you're not ready for them.
Yeah, it's a map that does kind of ebb and flow a little bit. You have the slower parts, which still have a strong aim element, but then you got the harder parts where some really awkward anti-aim comes out. Small spacing patterns into huge spacing jumps just suddenly. Lots of like double patterns like that. And it's a map that does generally get harder as it goes on, so as the map goes on, it does linearly increase the difficulty for the most part. The ending is the hardest part, and the intro is the most doable part. So missing early is really going to hurt on this, where that's kind of where you need to try and get your combo together before the map starts winding up, Yeah,
the big question here for New Zealand is whether or not they can collectively outscore players like Crystal and Milk Tea. I think quite easily the biggest fear factors on a map like this. You do have players like Saikyu who can really make things work. I'm a little worried here for New Zealand. I don't know if I can be as confident in a pick like this compared to other options that they've had. You've got a colossally strong tapping option still out there in both DT3 and Entangle Knight, but this one still begs to add a bit of confidence if you want to pick this, but I mean, into China, That's scary, man. You know how good China have done on Hard Rock picks before? I don't know.
Well, let's be real. New Zealand have spent all tournament turning free mod, anti-mod picks into Hard Rock 2s. So why not just pick the Hard Rock 2 and save the legwork, you know?
Mayhaps, yeah. It's a brave one. It's audacious here from New Zealand. And already some early misses to bite them back in the RC. You've got Psyche, Emelbus, and Kyujin all to go down. Osbert, the only one with the combo to fight back with. China, though, do respectively have their own misses here. The numbers and Milk Tea both going down already. There's Crystal and David still holding strong. Down goes Psyche, Big FC gone, Crystal the trade. Only David now with that full combo left as we get just under that halfway mark. Oh no, David! Oh no, that's a big one. But I don't know if it's going to be that big of an impact here for China, as New Zealand really don't have much to fight back with. They can't get that consistent combo up compared to Milk Tea now. He's got that 250 combo leading the lobby.
The aim patterns on this is causing problems for everyone in the lobby, really. Apart from Milk Tea, who is holding 99.7. Just the one God. Miss, and possibly just 1/100.
This is an absurdly strong comfort score coming through from Milk Tea right now. And although David is missing on air, you've got New Zealand who are slowly closing this gap with the recoveries. China as a collective need to keep the pace up going. Kyujin, Psyche go down, Milk Tea to drop. Is there enough time? Osbert to miss on a slider. It's all on Psyche, who has the potential to flip this back in the last quarter. But with how volatile the map's been, China collapsing, it's all on Psyche here. His shoulders mounted with so much pressure. Emelbus, the whole lobby missing around him. As it's just Psyche alone. The gap closing. Is there enough time? Psyche the hero. It needs to be now. Psyche. No way. There is no world. Psyche will fall. Just at the very end. Is there enough time? There's still so little score left. It's only 14,000. Milk Tea with the hero to hold on by the skin of China's teeth will take the break point. Oh my gosh, Doomsday.
Oh my god, dude. Through the hardest part of the map, Psyche just decided to lock in. The 600k through that ending, that was insane. What an attempt from Psyche, man. But just ever so short on that one. China will take the break point. They take the hard work too. But that was craziness from Psyche there at the end.
Oh no, Psyche. It really felt like the stars were aligning for him. He had everything there. But with a map so brutal, it can only last for so long. As New Zealand will slip and fall. As we said, you pick Hard Rock into China, you know you're asking for a close battle, but nothing like that. Nothing like that. That was absolutely crazy.
Oh man, quite a few runs there with fairly low miscounts. I think they were just sort of dotted around the map. The consistency on that map is it's hard to come by. The miscounts from China, on balance though, were much lower. They had 3 players with single-digit miscounts. Psyche was really the only one that had that on New Zealand. So the hard rock consistency on the precision, definitely with the Chinese today on that one. And with no real small CS anti-mod in free mod, there's nothing really else like that apart from maybe TT4 if you want to get into some extreme precision, but not going there yet.
No, it doesn't seem like that. In fact, China are going to be flipping the momentum of the map picks here. We're switching away from that aim and hard rock into desert. Halgo on that map and aim should tell you enough about what to expect on a map like this. But this mapping style as well has a lot of circle tech going into it too. A lot of weird flow aim control on top of what you would expect from Halgo tech sliders. This map is brutal.
This is a map it's been around a couple of years now. It's a very popular map. It's actually currently loved. I don't know if this is the first map I ever saw from Halgo. Feels like it's the map that kind of put him on the map in the players' eyes. It's a very popular stream control map. It's quite high BPM for what it is, 186, but it is very wiggly, very wibbly wobbly. Lots of micro movements needed to hit the patterns in this, and it doesn't really let up. Lots of doubles and quads as well on like snap aim patterns. On this sort of tempo, it's pretty brutal on that control aim, and it's quite long as well. Nearly 4 minutes this, so you need to be consistent too.
New Zealand already locked in with their 4 members here. As China back away to prepare. Practice in. New Zealand already though. Almost a bit dauntless here. They're all 4 just staring, waiting for them to join back. As poor Moonlit has been alone for so long, watching them. It's almost like New Zealand kind of aura farming here.
1v4. Come at me, bro. That's what you say.
But you've got David and you got Milton and Crystal back in now with the 4th member, likely to be David, if not Karumi. I wouldn't be surprised, or Ludofox even. Got a lot of options here for China to play this map.
I'll stick with All Faithful. Milk Tea back in. I don't know if this is just me, but I think relative to the pool, this does feel like one of the relatively easier maps. I mean, it's certainly not an easy map, but like compared to some of the other picks, this one's more doable. But still, regardless, it's the against certain teams, the combo game is what it is, and it's so long. You can play it, but you can just find random misses everywhere on this, even if you think it's more doable than some of the other choices you've got. But I'm wondering how the scores will look on this weekend compared to the rest.
Yeah, I think this map has a lot of moments of just bursts of difficulty that long extend at you. I think with nerves, you have those small sections, those slower cooldown sections, and then suddenly just unleashing of difficulty. And this intro is no exception. Already a couple breaks to come through here from Osbert, but the only one in the lobby so far, as the rest of the game is still holding strong for both sides. China now taking that full combo advantage, as all 4 of them will full combo that intro.
They're not phased by that opening flurry there. A more doable verse here for them. It's only the 1 miss though really from Osbert, so nothing really to write home about.
There's another miss there. China falling down already. 3 of them falling so swiftly on that short burst of difficulty, as it's now just David left alone. And New Zealand are unfazed in that section. 3 of them holding on to full combos with Osbert. A great reverse recovery joining into the combo too. Now piling on with a colossally swift lead extension here for New Zealand. But soon another burst of difficulty will come in. And if they all collapse here, it's still very much a losable scenario here for them, as Osbert will be the first to fall just before we get into it. Some flow aim applied as well. The aim control on this alongside the sliders is really, really brutal. But New Zealand don't seem to be worried at all. Moonlit will be next to drop here for China, as you've got David holding strong still to this full combo. Finally, another full combo gone for New Zealand. Down goes Emelbus. It's Saikyu and Kyujin up against the 1 lone combo in David, who's really been holding on to brilliant accuracy alongside this combo. And you've now got Crystal and Milk Tea to join in as well, halfway through the map.
Still with the Kiwis so far, Kyujin and Saikyu. The 2 big mechanics carries, still making it work, but this section coming up now, pretty nasty on the slide and some pretty hard bursts here compared to the rest.
Matters now is whether or not New Zealand can hold strong and keep this 2 full combos intact, because David is not letting go. Down goes Emelbus again, but that's not the one you want. Crystal and Milk Tea are still getting these recoveries intact soon. It's going to start overshadowing these 2 full combos from New Zealand, but Saikyu and Kyujin will hold as David falls, and that is a big, big nail. That might be the last one here for China on this map, because we've got so much more room on the slowdown. How, and as long as New Zealand don't crumble to their own nerve, this is a colossal lead soon to be built here.
Are you ready for the Dreamcast slider into stream coming up here? There's combo on both sides. We'll see if it does anything here.
These 2 combos are so massive. Crystal and Milk Tea, though, still looking so good. You need to see a big miss soon. It's 200k. Quarter left. It's building and building here for China. Osbert and Emelbus can't do a thing about this. You've got Moonlit on 400 combo. To at least extend slightly, but it's still gaining for New Zealand. Milk Tea! What a miss! No, it's Bancho. Oh
No,
my
it's
god,
Bancho,
Bancho,
it's
don't
fine.
do that to me. Don't do that to me, Bancho. Oh my goodness.
Here we go.
Everyone glued to their seats. Big stream there. Kyujin, Crystal both go down. Psy-Q joins in. It's all up to Milk Tea now to flip it back, but is there enough time? I don't know if there is, Doomsday. You've got David on the road to combo. Milk Tea, the last man standing. 150,000 score. There he goes.
That's
and that is New Zealand's point locked in. It is a break point returned. This is a tug of war.
They are not letting go of this. Immediately responding to that breakpoint by taking one of their own. Brilliant from Psy-Q and Kyujin on that nearly 2k combo apiece. China with the team consistency looking great on that, but not quite enough to take on the dynamic duo of New Zealand. Oh man, this is really still very quite tense. It is going to be a first to 3 now. It's looking like.
Of the 6 maps we've played, 4 of them have been breakpoints, Doomsday. I don't know what to predict. I knew this game was going to be good, and oh my god, I'm so glad it's paying off right now. It's a best of 5 now. Oh my god.
New Zealand still have some good tapping picks if they want to get into them. Again, they are lower BPM. I mean, we were talking about Entangle Night. It's 230 BPM. China have shown they can do the 230 BPM stamina. Maybe they're not too sure about that. There is also, you know, maps like Dreadnought. These are still good gold scenes for New Zealand to mine, but they aren't going into them yet.
It's Entangle Night. That's the pick done for New Zealand. You can see it in the chat.
Yes.
Frame modification 2. They're finally doing it. Do we really need to say much about a map like this? It is the most stamina-intensive map I've seen in a really long time. This map is foul stamina difficulty. It extends for so long, 230 BPM of some of the longest streams you'll see. If you are a tapping beast, this is your map.
Yeah, literally, if you're the sort of speed player that really doesn't like aim in your tapping maps, here's a map for you. If you're missing on aim on this map, I don't really know. Well, if you can do the speed and you're missing an aim in this, then really it's on you. Because this map is all low spacing streams all the time. And it goes on for quite a long time and it just doesn't ever stop. OD 9.4 is about normal. And AR is plenty high enough. The CS is very comfy. It's a tapping player stream, as you said.
I think the question is here for New Zealand. How much are you willing to risk playing Hard Rock into this? I feel like if there was any player that you would expect to be on this, it would be Psy-Q. But do we actually see a Hard Rock overmod here from New Zealand? The aim is really low, but that fatigue can cause a lot of shakes. A lot of shakes.
Yeah.
So for New Zealand, do you think you have the ability to hold strong through these really long stream patterns of absurd stamina enough to make Hard Rock worth it? That's the risk question mark that we're seeing from New Zealand. For China, I'm not expecting much. I'm expecting a Milk Tea Hard Rock, and I'm expecting potentially a David or Ludafox hidden. Z numbers coming in to specialize on that speed. Ludafox coming in too, like expected. Probably David on this hidden, if I was to guess. Maybe Primary coming in, if you wanted to.
I reckon Primary would be playing this. Yeah, Z numbers, Primary, absolutely for something like this. And there they are. I mean, I feel like Hard Rock on this, the higher OD on something like this might make the accuracy tank you might have on it not worth it. Hidden certainly could happen. Comfort Hidden's absolutely on a map like this, with the AR being quite high. I guess we'll see.
Here we go. Get your Aurora jams in chat. This one's a banger. And if there's anyone who will be crying at this one, it's going to be the hands of these players now, because, God, this map is so messed up. It's 230 BPM, 3 minutes of non-stop stamina. One of the ultimate tests for a tapping player in OWC. Hasapi making his first appearance in this as well here for New Zealand. Psy-Q on this Hard Rock, as we have come to expect from him. Ospa on the hidden. Milk Tea and Ludafox on their expected mods. It's time for Entangle Night. This is one of New Zealand's trump cards you'd expect. But can China fight this back? They've shown possibilities on tapping maps in the past, out-tapping teams like Russia, who are notorious for the mechanical ability. If there's another team that can beat them, it's going to be New Zealand as a potential option. It really depends on how they feel on the form. Massive combos are expected to be built on this one, as we see some early misses already.
Watch the Hard Rock players on this long stack in the middle of this map. It's cheesable for both, but it's trickier to cheese for the Hard Rock players. It's a very odd movement on it. I'm curious to know if any of those Hard Rocks break on it later on. It's around halfway.
Here we go.
So watch out for that. Oh, here it is.
Big sack stream right here. It's a little volatile, and you can see a little bit of shaking there from Psyche, but you really just need to hold your nerve and stay still on this. You can see Kyujin. He's cold like ice. He's so still on this. As Psyche holding on, managing to keep that still. No misses here from either player, as we will get into the true test.
So no breaks on that stack then. Turns out it's yeah, no issues for the Hard Rock players to choose.
Go. Still continuing to hold. Only Osbert, the outlier, hitting combo here on the hidden. Another miss from him. The big difference here you can see is in this accuracy. See Numbers desperate holding on with really low accuracy. Still though, combos will start building as you see it flipping. I think big question mark is in whether or not Z Numbers can hold, and he can't do it. He's already hit too hard on the stamina. Get into the final third of the map here. 3 full combos here from China against 3 from New Zealand, but accuracy is superior. Z Numbers is struggling. Ludafox cracks, and he breaks under the pressure. Osper is not the miss you want from New Zealand. You still see 3 full combos, including Psyche on this Hard Rock, still looking good. Kyujin as well, notably 98.99 accuracy, close to 99. It's excellent from him as well. As Hasapi, despite struggling, will not let that combo falter. New Zealand will push through, and Kyujin is looking to make this a 99% act full combo.
Can he lock it out? Can he lock it out now? There's still, 2 FCs on the side of China, including a Hard Rock, is great stuff. It was a great attempt, but the accuracy tells the story for New Zealand. The stamina roster for this team has been second to none all tournament long.
Oh,
and that's another masterclass there from Kyujin.
There it is, the 99 FC from Kyujin. It is sealed and delivered. Despite the incredible value that Milk Tea was providing alongside Primary on those combos, it wasn't going to be enough for New Zealand, as the former lower combos of China unable to keep up with the rest of the collective here. A 1 miss Hard Rock score from Psyche, and a slider break choke, or low act choke, sorry, from Hasapi. Nothing in comparison to this colossal score from Kyujin. What a score.
What a score. But shoutouts as well there to Milk Tea for the Hard Rock full combo. 94%, but comboing through that. Sure, the aim isn't too much on that, but still on the smaller CS, dealing with those streams, dealing with the shakes on that, not a problem for Milk Tea, who has been on great form this matchup. And that's another brilliant score from him.
Yeah, the guy's been on fire all tournament. This has been the year for both of these teams. I think that's one of the most exciting things about this, is that this is China's year to bring back their old peak form. And this is New Zealand's chance to show the world what they're really capable of, like they haven't already. But they finally, seemingly, met their match. China now going into Hidden 1. And I mean, maybe a bit of a change of mood with this one. Another DJ Shrapnel back-to-back, but this one very different in tone.
Yes, I never thought I'd see the day where Strange Program would make an appearance in OWC, but here we are. It's not the old school set, of course. It is a custom map from Camo, but definitely in the vein of older style aim maps. Lots of symmetry aim in this one. Lots of anti-aim. Lots of high SV sliders as well. Fairly high BPM, 215. Not super high, really. But the big selling point of this one is big old jumps, big old aim, and lots of symmetry. And some Zane-style jumps at the end, just for good measure. You'll know them when you see them.
Yeah, I think you have to give a small shout out as well to Rohan for the storyboard. I'm not going to go into any further detail, but you guys should like totally play them out with the storyboard. If you haven't already, you've missed out. You should totally play this map with the storyboard. Thank you, Rohan. That's yeah. If there's one thing I'm going to point out, you know, it's very difficult, consistent aim. Has a few notable pattern sections that are a bit extended as well, like these cross pattern spam. However, it's aim being the aim of the game.
Of course, we're on the full Hard Rock set here. So, and AR's high enough that really the reading is not an issue on this. It's not a density hidden map at all. It's all about the mechanics. And burst as well. There's a few space bursts to deal with here, but they're not very long. It's mostly intertwined with all the aim, so not really a standout part of this. It's a map that New Zealand should be able to use well. They have not been a big fan of the hidden over the course of the tournament, but they should be able to cover this style of hidden pretty well.
Here we go. It's mapped by Camo as well, and you generally get a decent idea of what the aim style is going to be like when you know Camo is mapping it. Quite a banger, usually known for really infamous stream flow aim maps, but also really good at making some of these really fun aim maps. This one being no exception. If I was to guess, probably a player favorite with the way it's styled. Doesn't change its difficulty though, as in the blink of an eye, you've seen 3 members of China fall apart immediately here.
Oh! Not the best start from China. That's a 4-way break. That's a 7-way break. 7-way break.
Psycho was the only one who held that, and he's now got the leading combo by only about 30, but hey, combo's combo at this rate, this early into the map. You've got those robot stop jumps as well. Oh, it's so space, Psycho. Still keeping that combo ahead as well. A lot of misses across the lobby here. You've got Emil Bus Hugin all going down. You've got multiple members of China falling. But the combo's starting to gain in favor of China here, as you've got David and Ludofox. Sorry, Milty and Ludofox holding on ahead here. Big section here, big triples in. Psycho still holding strong with Milty behind very closely. You've got New Zealand collectively now able to recover, holding on to all of those difficult sections where China could not. And now you can see the squad lead slowly going, shifting to the side here.
TI sort of being handled very well here by most of the lobby, but especially with New Zealand. They're about to take the lead here. More aim here though, and they are taking the lead. It's such a small slither of advantage though. Still for them.
Milty, the last one standing here. Amazing accuracy alongside it too. Desperation here for China as he's the last one. You need someone from New Zealand to drop, preferably Psyche, but a lot more than that. You've got Osmo and Kyujin on these massive recoveries, building and building as Milty falls. That might be a big sting for China, as you have bordering nothing here, aside from Ludofox's combo. No break either, despite that pause coming in. Nobody really knows what's going on. You've only got Ludofox here, Osbert to fall, waiting for Kyujin Psyche to be next. Another miss from Milty. There's Emil Bus, there's Kyujin, and there's Psyche next! New Zealand have collapsed as a full team-wide reset, and it's Ludofox alone to hold the fort with these cross jumps, and he misses on the slider! That is a lobby-wide reset.
That's got to be it. 150k, that's a lot of score. We're in the last quarter now. The ending is pretty hard. The Zane jumps are coming pretty soon after this aim section.
Oh, no.
But surely it's going to take a big collapse again. It's got to be a 4-way collapse again for any chance for China here.
You need New Zealand to collapse. You saw it once. Can you see it again? There's so little time left. The score is very slowly shifting for China, but with Milty's miss, that might change it. Out come the 1-2s. Out come the Zane jumps. And New Zealand, contrary to last time, will not falter. David falls, Ludofox falls next, and although there are a few misses there from New Zealand, it's not going to change it. 171,000 score, too little for China, despite Crystal's efforts. Everyone collapses except for Osbert and David. And that's all you want if you're New Zealand. It's a break point. They've taken the steps 2 ahead now. Hidden 1 gone. And DT3 still available for New Zealand. They might have capped it off here. Their Cinderella story might take another step forward in their history. 1 more and it's done.
And the believers, they better start believing now. That's tiebreaker at least secured here for New Zealand. It's another break point. It's brilliant from Psyche again. Again, it was such a close one, though. Not much in that, but they had the difference makers. Psyche, once again, making the judgment, bringing down the hammer. 2 miss. Nicely done.
Is there a realm we're trying to bring this back? Believers in chat, I need you to go crazy here. China now, for them, it's tiebreaker or bust. It is Hexa Noir or they're gone. Anyone here awake in the China camp? Send your energy. It is New Zealand's ball in their court, with Dreadnought a big potential option here. Question is, do they go for it? You have Tyranny as well as an aim option if you wanted to. You got Miss Victoria. What do you think, Doomsday? What do you think is on their mind right now?
I think they could just go whichever one they prefer, I guess, in-house. DT3 could always be a choice, but that's been a map where, you know, it's quite cheesable, and if you have the, I don't know, if you have the practice in on it, you can try and cheese a little combo in that. It could be risky to pick something like that, even though it is literally 320 ppm speed. Oh, that's where they're going. They are just going to go with Dreadnought. Power Oka time. Sure, why not?
Oh dear. Here we go. It's time for Dreadnought. Now, this, in my mind, is probably the most likely pick that I was expecting to see from New Zealand. The question here is whether or not they will be able to hold combo game. Because this map, from what I know, it is quite short. It is really, really fast. The question is, Doomsday, do you see these patterns as cheesable? Are these cheesable speed patterns? Because that is the big question mark here. Because trying to have a couple members on their team that definitely could hit this. I mean, notably Milk Tea potentially. You also see maybe Z numbers holding on to these fast bursts as long as they're not too stamina heavy. Are they cheesable for the latter members of China?
I really do think it depends. I feel like outside... Okay, so I guess I'll just... A quick rundown of this map. It is 320 BPM speed. It's a very old map from Starstream. Very linear, low spacing, and all the streams are basically like stacks, like very low spacing stacks, so they are very double tappable. Outside of the stacks, this map kind of plays like an ult map. You can kind of ult it, because it's very linear. So, depending on if the players can at least try and cheese a combo, if they can't play it properly, if they can get the cheese down, you can combo game this pretty hard. You're going to tank a bunch of act, though. And against New Zealand, maybe you need a bit more than a cheesed combo to beat them on pure speed. That might be where New Zealand are gambling here, because their act on like things like Entanglement, which is way, way slower than this, was way more comfortable.
There you heard it.
So who knows?
I think the styling of this map also can slightly favor China. It's very much just the speed that's being in favor of New Zealand. But if they can't really hit the rest of the patterns and China can hold combo on those sections and at least cheese those speed patterns, that's going to be where China can take it. Good luck to the exchange. Oh gosh, here we are. It's 3 of the Musketeers plus Ludafox coming in for China. Ludafox being that new member for this China roster to be part of that permanent core going into it now. In do or die straits, backs against the wall. They need to bring 2 more maps in. And if they take this, the ball's in their court to bring us the tiebreaker. But it's New Zealand here who look to close this map off. One Titan after another, trying to be the biggest one yet. Osbert, Kyujin, Hasapi, and Saiku coming in. This is it. Dreadnought or die. Early miss there. Crystal to start. 2 minutes and 8 seconds long in length here. Decent amount of time. 1 minute 58 drain time. There is a bit of a break going into this too. Saiku next to miss though. And so still very much anyone's map.
Oh, quite close. The 3 FCs. People dealing with the speed pretty well there. Oh, but there goes David. Followed by Osbert, though. Eugene goes down as well.
Oh my god, so many misses here from New Zealand. 3 gone down. It's up to Hasapi to hold the fort, but Ludofox and Milk Tea still have their full combos as the break is shown. Another thing to note as well, finger control is going to be really high. You're going to make it into ult seconds into 323 BPM bursts. If there's anything that could lead to a big finger lock or collapse, it's going to be your nerve. Milk Tea and Ludofox desperately holding on for China. It is desperation here as Hasapi's the last one left. Specialized in this skill set, able to do great work. But is this work enough as New Zealand are building their recoveries? David struggling here. Crystal on that build-up. 100,000 score now eclipsing for China as Milk Tea will drop. It's up to Ludofox to hold. But look at this build from New Zealand. No one is missing here. There needs to be a collapse from New Zealand. A quarter map left to go. China are begging for this to happen. 43,000 as the break is shown.
It's with New Zealand. They just got a bit more of this map to go. Just the ending, the outro is all that's left. Hasapi can take this home.
It's up to Hasapi to suppress Ludofox. But New Zealand have got his back. This truly is like an anime story with the power of friendship behind the protagonist and Hasapi on this map. As China's clock is ticking down, both the full combos will fall, but New Zealand will keep their Cinderella story alight. This is just magical from this team. They've done it again. China are out. They are gone. New Zealand's story continues as they advance into semifinals.
The powerhouses in China, they have been resurgent as well. They have improved so much over the years. This has been a brilliant tournament for them. A hard run for them, but these guys are heavy hitters. Multiple time grand finalists in OWC. But New Zealand are marching on. They go into the next round of semis. It's already their best run ever in OWC, and it's still going. You can't help but feel so much respect for these guys. They've pulled together, they've played so many tournaments over the years, and they've played many together, but this year, it's just clicking here for New Zealand. What an amazing run these guys are on right now.
It's one of the best Cinderella stories we've ever seen in the US World Cup. They have done amazing in this tournament. From groups to second round semifinals. It is just amazing to see a team bring themselves up like this. China being their next victim of their tear through the lower bracket. They're looking to push through even bigger boundaries here.
Absolutely. A word, though, for Team China, who are going out. It has been a great run for them. They have had a tough run. They had the group of death in the groups after getting seed 9 by a whisk of having to play the groups. And of course, they bumped straight into Russia and then Poland. Huge teams. They navigated Russia very well. It was a great win there for them. So regardless, a solid run to make it into the semis, despite the level of performance they've had to go against. It's been a pleasure casting you as always, and I'm sure we'll see the crew back next year as we always do. They are ever present, and it's great to see them still firing all cylinders this time.
Yeah, this has been another great year for China, with new members really making their names known alongside the super core of this team really still showing up like they always have. China have been such an amazing team to watch through and through, dominating in groups, having, despite a dominating loss against Poland last week, having still one of the best team scores of the whole tournament in that Hard Rock 3 score. And unfortunately now being the victim of a crazy run from New Zealand, looking to make history here, as their next opponent will be the winner of Germany and Chile.
Okay.
I can't lie to you, regardless of who wins that match. I know a lot of people would predict Germany. A New Zealand in this form against Germany is just a pipe dream. What an amazing matchup. Regular, consistent titans of the Oz World Cup against a band of brothers who have pushed their boundaries like never before. Or we could see an equally colossal upset like New Zealand-China, where Chile come out on top. You never know at the US World Cup. It is just a fantastic tournament this year, where we've seen seeding upsets and great matchups. I can't wait, Doomsday. I really can't wait.
Well, we'll start as we mean to go on, Shiba. Plenty more games happening in the semis, and the next one, not too long from now. You can see it right there. 50 minutes and counting. It's going to be South Korea, the defending champions, going up against a resurgent Norway, currently on one of their greatest runs of all time, looking to try and emulate New Zealand here and pull off a big upset. Can't wait to see that one. I'll be there for it. Hope you guys will be too. In the meantime, though, you've got plenty of time to grab yourself a fresh beverage, grab yourself some snacks, do what you need to do, and then come back here for more semis in the OS World Cup. Regardless, what a match, Shiba. Oh my god.
Yeah, I think the scoreline is so deceptive because, God, this match was just amazing. I'm so happy that we get to have the OS World Cup be a thing. It is just a marvel. And ladies and gentlemen, you've got some great matches going into this, but I want to tell you now, if you want to support these amazing teams, if you want to support the fantastic stories of all of these countries, of all of these teams and players, buy banners, eat banners, get your eat banners in chat. I want to see them spammed out. If you want to get them representing teams that you like, it doesn't have to even be your home country. It can be countries that you are a fan of. That's what's magical about this OS World Cup, is that you can love teams for the teams that they are and not just the home country, not just home territory. That's what's so magical about OS and magical about the OS World Cup. And I hope you'll bring yourselves with us on this journey as the OS World Cup semifinals will continue. Korea against Norway, defending champions, losing the gold dust that left them as champions last year, looking to still show they are top contenders against a Norway always seen as just shy of the best, looking to solidify that again. I've been Sad Shiva, joined by Doomsday. This has been the OS World Cup. We'll see you guys in 48 minutes for Korea against Norway. Doomsday, it's been a pleasure. Anything else you'd like to say?
All good. I can't wait to see this next one, man. Thanks for the cast as well.
That's it. Thank you very much, everybody. Remember, eat banners, support your teams in the prize pool, and we'll see you guys soon for Korea against Norway.